Hi, I'm George with the Petaluma Church of Christ, and thanks for watching our YouTube channel. We've been in a series of looking at how we can love ourselves. And what we've been doing is giving some practical advice that is both biblical and God honoring at the same time. And so this video's perspective on how a practical way we can love ourselves is be gracious to yourself. And that's really important, to give yourself some grace, give yourself some forgiveness. We have to understand that we are not going to be perfect. Even as we're covered in the blood of Christ, we are still going to sin. We're still going to make mistakes. We're still going to have weaknesses as God is doing his project in us. And we're not going to do everything right. Give yourself some grace. It is good to know what your weakness is. It's good to know who you are. And part of loving yourself is really understanding who you are. What are you good at? What are you weak at? What do you struggle with? Where do you shine and excel? And when in those struggles, in those weaknesses, because God has given you grace, give yourself some grace. Our weakness at times will complement the strengths of others. It's the way the body of Christ works. It's like we're not all doing the same thing or good at the same thing. Sometimes we're stronger in some areas and weaker in other areas. 1 Corinthians chapter 12 and verse 21 and 22 says, "And the eye cannot say to the hand, I have no need of you. Or again to the head, to the feet, I have no need of you." On the contrary, it's much truer that the members of the body which seem to be weaker are necessary. Each one of us are necessary in God's kingdom. So be gracious to yourself. And being gracious to yourself, recognizing your weaknesses, really gets you in a position of humbly paving the way for God to do what God is going to do in your life. In the second letter that Paul writes to Corinthians, what we call 2 Corinthians, in chapter 12, verse 9, Paul says this on this point. He says, "And he said to me," this is Paul as he's prayed to God for God to take away something that was bothering him, a torment to him. This is what God said to him. "My grace is sufficient for you, for power is perfected in weakness." So, love yourself. Love yourself by being gracious to yourself. Thanks for stopping by our page, watching our video. Like this video if it's helped you in any way. Subscribe to our channel. Please go back and look at the other videos that we've done on the series on loving yourself. And until next time, God bless.